I'm Kimberly Milstead, the proud principal of Tinkham Educational Center. Thank you. We are here tonight, gathered together with love, joy, and excitement in our hearts to celebrate these amazing young people. Of all of our students. I have worked at Tinkham for 3 years, but this was my first as principal, which makes this my first graduating class, and I couldn't ask for a more exciting group of students to share this journey with. A few things I will always remember about this year is the way we resolved any problems that arose. By talking to each other, learning to be empathetic, to put yourself in someone else's shoes, and to learn that everyone has a voice, not just yourself. These strategies and lessons will bring you a long way in life if your goal is to create a better world for all of us. Another thing I won't forget about this class is the way we celebrated accomplishments together. It wouldn't be unusual for Jalen, Jocelyn, or anyone else to yell at me down the hall, "Hey Millie, I just passed another class." Or for Cammie to say, "What up, Milstead? I got an A on that test today." And me giving them a big hug. When we celebrate accomplishments, large and small, we make our souls happy. While it's important to make your soul happy, please remember that making other people's souls happy is equally as important. I know that Lou has learned this year that just being a friend to someone in need can make a difference in many people's lives. I want to thank Lou for always coming through when I needed a student to step up from anything from a smile to a meeting with a group of students to solve a problem. Each and every one of you contributed to the successful school year we had. And as I am sad to see you go, I am equally excited to see where you go, what you do, and who you become. Remember, if you can be anything, be kind, be yourself, be resilient, be determined, and you will go anywhere you want to go. I am so proud of you, and whether I've known you for 9 weeks, 1 year, or 3 years, I love you all. At this time, I would like to introduce you to our honored guests. David Cox, President of the Wayne Westland Board of Education. Melanie Hines, Vice President of the Wayne Westland Board of Education. Mark F. Neal, Secretary of the Wayne Westland Board of Education. Tom Buckaloo, Treasurer of the Wayne Westland Board of Education. Carol Medell, Trustee of the Wayne Westland Board of Education. Shauna Walker, Trustee of the Wayne Westland Board of Education. Dr. Frederick Beaver, Trustee of the Wayne Westland Board of Education. Dr. Shelley Holt, Superintendent, Wayne Westland. Jill Simmons, Assistant Superintendent, Wayne. Dr. Andre Townsell, Assistant Superintendent. Shavana Johnson, Executive Director for Climate Health. Sherry Grove, Executive Director of Professional Learning Solutions. Kate Roll, Executive Director of Standard Education. Deanne Duckett, Counselor, Tinkham Education Center. I would now like to recognize all of our amazing staff in the audience. Please stand to be recognized. Now I'm pleased to present Dr. Shelley Holt. Dr. Shelley Jones-Holt is the superintendent of Wayne Westland Community School District. She has served in many roles in her educational career, starting as a teaching assistant while at the University of California at Berkeley, and went on to teach at all levels of education, from elementary to postgraduate master's level college coursework. Dr. Holt has a Bachelor of Arts degree in psychology from UC Berkeley, a teaching credential from California State University, Hayward, a Master of Arts degree in educational leadership from California State University, Sacramento, and a doctoral degree in urban educational leadership from the University of Southern California, which is the only school with the Crimson Robe. Dr. Holt is married with 7 children, ranging from 2 years to 25 years old. She enjoys music, singing gospel, and country songs, and is a true thespian for musical theater at heart. Dr. Holt has significantly improved student achievement in every class she has taught, and at every school she has led or supported. She prides herself on being an advocate for all children, or as she says, for babies. She is a support for leaders and teachers at all levels, an act that I have been truly grateful for in my transition to principal in Wayne Westland. Dr. Holt believes that through collective listening, empathy, compassion, patience with one another, and a relentless focus on rigor, we will build not only a strong school district, but a strong community within which we can continue to be proud to raise our families. She is no stranger to hard work and lives up the expectation of excellence. She genuinely embodies her saying, dream big and then dream bigger. It is now my pleasure to introduce our superintendent, Dr. Shelley Holt.
How's everybody doing tonight? Are we ready for this? I thought so. I do want to acknowledge, you know how you always have that right-hand person, that person that makes everything happen? Because people think it's me, and I promise you it's really not. But I want to make sure we acknowledge the final member of our executive cabinet, which is my executive secretary, my everything woman, my right hand, Mrs. Cheryl Watson. Go ahead and stand up. Such an amazing day for an accomplished journey that each of you have had these past 13 years. This is not just an accomplishment for each and every one of you. It is important to recognize that this journey is also for your families, friends, those that we call family, or friends that have become family, and those who love you. So I'd like each of the graduates to take a moment to thank your parents, grandparents, aunties, uncles, and everyone close enough to be family for supporting you through this journey. Let's take a moment to give them a round of applause. And know that none of us could have done this without our teachers, our staff, our faculty, those people that we see every single day that were pushing you day in and day out, whether you liked it or not. Thank you to the Tinkham family. We appreciate you. Now, normally during these graduation speeches, adults will tell you all these great nuggets and wonderful pieces of advice to help you get through life based on what they've learned. I remember very vividly sitting in the hot sun in June, listening to graduation speeches over and over again. I've been in this business 20 years. I've heard a lot of graduation speeches, and it was done. I know it's not fun, and I too struggled to stay awake, but I regret to inform you, this is one of those speeches, just so you know. So, buckle up and get ready for the ride. As you may have noticed, today I chose to wear, which I didn't do last year, I chose to wear my kente cloth stoles today as a symbol of my African American heritage. To provide context, the origin of the kente cloth dates back to 12th century Africa, in the country of Ghana. The cloth was worn by kings and queens and important figures in the state and in Ghanaian society during ceremonial events and special occasions. In a total cultural context, kente is more than just a cloth. It is a visual representation of the history, the philosophy, the ethics, the oral literature, the moral values, social code of conduct, religious beliefs, political thought, and aesthetic principles. Today, we wear the kente cloth. We do so for inspiration and to honor, celebrate, to connect and reflect on our collective heritage and our communal struggles and successes. I chose today to wear two of mine, to acknowledge one of the greatest of Maslow's hierarchy of needs and the concept of Sankofa. And I'll just speak to these briefly as a means of giving you all some words of inspiration as you move on to your next journey. To put this in context, I'm a behavioral and organizational psychology nerd, so just bear with me. But in 1943, Maslow had a text called The Theory of Human Motivation. And he followed this up in 1954 with his text on motivation and personality, and he describes this hierarchy of needs. And what he's saying in his motivational psychology is that there is a 5 tiers to human needs. And a lot of these human needs also lend themselves to human conflict. And if we know anything as adults, are they going to experience some conflict coming out of here? Yes. So mastering how you deal with conflict is critical. And the only way to deal with conflict is to best know yourself. So I'm going to focus with you on the third of these needs. The first one is physiological needs. It has to do with your needs and sense of belonging and things like that. The second one is safety. The third is love and belonging. Let me back up a little bit. The first one is physiological. That's air, water, food. You need to eat, right? You need to sleep. That's the basic need. The second one above that is safety. You need to feel safe wherever you are. I'm going to focus on the third need, which is the need of sense of belonging and love. You cannot appreciate the successes that you are achieving today. This is Maslow saying, you cannot appreciate success if you don't feel love first. Does that make sense? It's hard to appreciate, yes, I graduated, if there's nobody here. So if nobody's here, remember, I'm here. We've got you. Now, when I was in school, it just irked me when people would explain things that were ever so complicated, and it really didn't have to be complicated. So is it okay if I just break this down right quick for you? All right, you're like, uh-oh, I'm gonna do it anyway. So, like I told you, the first one is physiological, the second one is safety. I'm kind of skating through this a bit. According to Maslow, before you can truly appreciate any feeling of accomplishment or have the next level of esteem, we must have a true sense of belonging and love. For me, this kente cloth here from my sorority, which is Alpha Sorority Incorporated, it is my symbolism of belonging. I know that no matter where I go, no matter what I do, I belong to something bigger than myself. It is that sense of belonging that we have in people that causes some people the most stringent discord. Great people that have differences of opinion can go to war because they don't feel like they belong. It's the reasons why being part of cliques can feel so good when you are in them and feel so bad when you are left out. That's never happened to anybody here, I'm sure. It's the reason why feeling like someone is talking about you can make you do some crazy things and ask some questions that afterwards you feel a little foolish. The feeling of belonging is often at the root of what some experience as drama, or as women we get a bad rap with this whole thing of girl. It's the reason why members of the military have an instant bond with one another, both within and amongst branches. They know they belong. There are even terms like Semper Fidelis or Semper Fi for the Marines. Or I've got your 6, which means that it reminds people of the loyalty and protection you get from belonging. Because if someone has your 6, if you've been in the military, you know they got you. They've got your back, no matter what. It's the women's reason why right now women across our nation are battling this whole concept of the good old boys mentality that has ostracized and kept women and some minorities out of certain generations. It is also what makes you feel good when you see an old friend or family member after many years, and why reunions are so very exciting. It's in those moments that we become consciously aware that we do or do not belong. As I'm hoping you can see, this sense of belonging is a big deal. And and is something that we as a community can control through our individual actions. Remember that while each and every one of you is amazing, you did not do this on your own. I didn't do this on my own. I do not run this district on my own. We do things together. There is no shame in admitting that you want to feel a part of something. You want to belong. Nobody wants to be left out. You will still need other people as you continue through this journey. So take the social lessons that you have learned about yourself and others during this high school journey and build upon them to ensure that you are the one person that always makes those around you feel like they belong. No one should never feel like they don't belong in your presence. For you, what I want you to know is that just like 20 years ago when I joined my sorority, now that you are a graduate of Wayne Westland Community Schools, you are joining a prestigious group of graduates that spans the entire history of our community. I learned today as I walked in, one of our teachers came to me and said, my goodness, I taught one of the parents of a student that is graduating today. If that's not full circle, I don't know what is. I said that. Oh, you are forever a member of the Wayne Westland community, and not only do you have a village that helped pull you through this journey, you are now a proud member of a community of alumni in cities that we are all honored to call home. We will always be there for you to help, to support, and to encourage, and like today, to celebrate. No matter where you go, no matter what happens, you always have a place that you can call home. So congratulations on belonging. Just so that you know, there are 2 other levels in the, that are esteemed needs, and finally, there is a peak for self-actualization within Madison. If you want to look it up, it's really fun stuff, but I'm a nerd, remember that. The second clock that you see is a Sankofa clock, and it's this one here, which I purchased particularly for this graduating class in 2019. Sankofa literally means in the native language, go back and get it. After the term that has made its way to the United States, African American scholars coined the term to mean remembering our past to protect our future within the African American culture. The meaning of Sankofa is visually expressed as a bird that flies forward while looking backward with an egg in its mouth, symbolizing the future. The Sankofa symbol is from the Adinkra tribe in Africa. The Sankofa represents the idea of looking to your past with understanding that both the good and the bad helped you become who you are today. And it's the good and the bad that you'll experience moving forward that is going to make you the king or queen that we know you are destined to be. With this, I challenge each and every one of you to appreciate your journey thus far. There may have been some trips in the road that you didn't know you were going to take, but that's okay. Grow from it and continue to learn and grow through your future journeys to come. If I've learned anything in my 25 years on this earth, just saying, it's that you never really know where life is going to take you or why. Perhaps a first-tier suburb of Michigan. But it's so important to live in the moment and learn from everything and everyone to become the best version of your authentic self. Each and every one of you comes from a proud heritage. While your cultural heritage may be Swedish or French or Scottish, African, Italian, Irish, Polish, Asian, Chinese, German, Indian, Pakistani, Spanish, Mexican, Colombian, and everything else under the sun, because we'd be all here all night if I called them all out. I want to remind you of a different proud heritage that we have right here in our community. And this is being part of the Wayne Westland community. We may not be the perfect community forever, but it's us, and it's ours. It's a proud place that we will call home, and you will always have a place to come home. As you proceed on your journey, remember that the concept of Sankofa and honor your past as you move towards your future. Remember to come back and give back to the community that has given so much to you. That's part of your legacy for the next generation. As I said, we may not be perfect, But we are here and we love you and care for each and every one of you. We are vested in your success, not just today or while you're a student, but well into your future. Remember, this is our home and it will only become better if we make it better. So be encouraged to go out in the world and make a difference, but keep in mind that the difference you make could very well be right here. Remember Sankofa. In closing, I received several emails and messages asking if I was going to sing for this one like I did for the others, because last year I didn't sing for Tinkham like I did for John Glenn and Wayne Memorial. I'll leave you with these words from one of the most endearing Leanne Womack songs that I dedicate also to my own son, who is a graduate of the class of 2019. I hope you'll never lose your sense of wonder. You get your fill to eat, but never lose that hunger. May you never take one single breath for granted. God forbid love ever leave you empty-handed. I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And if you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. I'll close the same way I left every one of my schools as a principal and just tell you, if no one told you they love you today, remember, Dr. Holt loves you, and I'll always be right here. Excellence is the expectation. Make it a great day.
Thank you, guys. Each year, the Tinkham staff nominates graduates to represent the 2019 graduating class. I am pleased to introduce to you the two graduation speakers representing the Tinkham Educational Center this year. Please help me welcome to the podium Ms. Jocelyn Corona. So here we are. Hi, I'm Jocelyn Corona. I am very honored to be given the opportunity to speak today. Today is a very special day. It's special for our graduates, for their proud parents, families, and for their very relieved teachers. Here at this school, I made so many memories. Some funny ones, a few sad ones, and I can admit some stressful ones. Well, maybe more than a few. And certainly a lot of great ones. Now, with every year, we became a little more independent. I bet each one of us can remember our first day here. Very nerve-wracking. But you can tell how much you have grown, how much you have learned, and how much you have matured. We all had some great times here at Tinkham, and maybe we had some tough times, but we all did it, and we all made it to this point. Now we are all ready for the next step in our life, our next chapter in our life. I started off at Tinkham at the beginning of my senior year. I was a very isolated person, never spoke to anybody, had no friends, never did my work, never asked for help, and became very lazy. But once the year went on, and at the end of every quarter, seniors would walk out of the school, I would think to myself, I want to be walking out of the school proud and happy that I did it. I changed a lot throughout the second year of being here at Tinkham. I made some very good friends, and they showed me that it isn't always fun to isolate yourself from everybody. I soon enough became open. I talked to anybody and everybody, cracked jokes with random people, I didn't care who they were. I worked hard on my schoolwork even when I was so drained out of energy. I never gave up. Started asking for help and staying back for my next class a couple of minutes to finish work from my previous class, which is something I never did in the beginning of high school. I grew up not being the happiest. I was bullied a lot in school, but once I got to Tinkham, people taught me that those bullies won't matter once you are done with all of this, and that is what kept me going. Not giving up has gotten me to where I am right now, standing in front of all of you, honored to be wearing this cap and gown. I want to thank my friends. You guys know who you are.
All of you taught me that you only need a handful of good friends to survive school. We had the funnest times in school together, although sometimes we would argue about the dumbest things. We overall look back at all the good times that we had. Thank you guys for being there for me and helping me get through school. Thank you to my wonderful parents for cheering me on and for never losing hope in me. I love you both so much. I want to thank all the teachers who helped me throughout these past 2 years. There was never one moment in your guys' class that I thought there was no hope. You all gave me hope and always cheered me on. That kept me going. I especially want to thank 4 special teachers today. Mr. Chisholm, he is the only teacher that I didn't have a class with within those 2 years, but somehow we became the best of friends. We talked to each other about our weekend, the dull moments in our lives, the happiest moments, and the weirdest. He never gave up on me either, and I didn't even have him as a teacher. But overall, thank you, Mr. Chisholm, for everything you have done for me. Mr. Cross, thank you for helping me when I had no one else to talk to. When I was at my lowest point in school, it means a lot to me. Thank you. Miss Newborn, I want to thank you the most. You helped me with a lot, especially my schoolwork. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be standing here today. But also, you motivated me so much to not give up. I remember the times I would tell you that I give up or that I'm too tired to do anything, and you would sit there and tell me to keep going. I'm almost there. I appreciate you so much for trying your absolute best with all the students here at Tinkham. You work so hard. Thank you. Finally, Ms. Milstead, you're an amazing principal. You worked every day so hard to improve this school, and all your hard work paid off. You are such a huge motivation to everyone. You aren't only our principal, you are our good friend. You had hope in every single one of us, and we all saw it. It has been an honor being a part of this school, and I think the rest of us can say the same. It made us grow up and become the independent men and women we are today. Thank you. I know graduating is a big change, but it was all worth it. It's now time for the next chapter in our lives. I will leave off with this quote by Sam Colby. Time to explore the world, live beyond the norm, take chances because it is now or never, and be someone that is never normal because normal is boring. It's time to take on the real world. Good luck and congratulations to the class of 2019.
Thank you, Jocelyn. Next, please welcome our second speaker, Mr. Jalen Ellis.
Parents, look at y'all son. Thought I wasn't gonna make it. How y'all feeling? It's almost over, just bear with me. Hi, I'm Jalen Ellis, and I started off at Tinkham this year. When I came here, I thought it was going to be wild because all the negative things I heard, but it turned out not to be so bad. The environment is chill, the teachers are more than helpful, the students are determined, and we had the best principal. I was able to succeed because of my own self-determination. The goal I was trying to accomplish was to be on the stage, so here I am talking to you guys about success. I heard the quote, "Success is not final, failure is not fatal, it is the courage to continue to accomplish." And it made me think about my adventure this year. I had to have courage coming to a new school to meet new friends and learn new faces. I had to face my own fears and challenges through this. I've learned from my setbacks instead of letting them hold me back. I want to thank my family and friends for the long lectures about life. It might seem like I wasn't listening, but I swear I was. To students who are entering Tinkham and for us leaving, and even all of you in the audience, if you take something away from my experience, it should be Here you go. From my experience, this should be to build relationships and to be able to put yourself in someone else's shoes and to open yourself up to new experiences. For example, just sitting down and talking to Ms. Milstead and Mr. Cross just for fun. All of us on the stage have had the courage to continue through hard times and setbacks and everything life throws at you. And now we have made it to the next stage in our lives. I am proud to be a part of this graduating class. Congratulations to K-19.
Thank you, Jayla. Next, please welcome Mr. David Cox, President of the Board of Education.
Good evening, everyone. I want you to know we came about that close to getting homework from Dr. Holt on Maslow's hierarchy. Good evening, students. On behalf of the Wayne Westland Board of Education, I'd like to welcome you, your parents, your family, and your friends to this celebration honoring your success in graduation. I wish also to extend the board's gratitude to our superintendent, Dr. Shelley Holt, and the exceptional administrators, educators, and staff of the Wayne Westland Community School District. Thank you so much. Tonight, we are honoring students who have successfully completed the requirements necessary to earn their high school diploma and those who have earned the American Council on Education's General Education Development Certificate. But before we do that, I'd like to honor and allow the class of 2019 to say thank you to those who made this evening possible. Will anybody in the auditorium or on the stage who served in the United States military please stand and be recognized? Thank you. We know that this is all possible because of your sacrifice and your service, and we are deeply grateful. Tonight, we are honoring students. Now, students, tonight we have the honor and privilege of sharing your victory with you. We know that your path has not been an easy one. We know that you have experienced disappointments along the way, and perhaps even at some time or another, thought of giving up. We know that life has placed adversity in your path, but we also know that while adversity does not build character, it does reveal it. And so here you are. You have run your race and you have emerged victorious. You got up and got back on the horse. You pulled yourself up by your very own bootstraps, and in the process taught yourself something that others who may have traveled an easier path to get where you are right now might not yet know about themselves. That in this life it is the courage to continue that counts. Know this, you are winners. You can take it. And you get back up. Deep down, the challenge you have overcome to be here tonight has created a strength within you that from this point forward, when you desire to achieve anything in your life, you will know that the formula for your ultimate success is just as Winston Churchill said it was 77 years ago, and that is to never, ever, ever quit. So students of the class of 2019, by the power vested in me as president of the Wayne Westland Board of Education, I congratulate you and pronounce this class officially graduate.
The following students have shown perseverance, hard work, and the will to learn in their educational endeavors. As a result, these students were chosen to receive competitive scholarships in an amount of either $250 or $500 each. When I call your name, please come forward. Jocelyn Corona. Haley Whiteman. Dylan Edwards. Seth Stanley. And last but not least, Mr. David Wilson. One last recognition, he's not here today. Mr. Jalen Adams received the Alumni Wolfpack Scholarship that was worth $750.
All of our students have worked incredibly hard for this moment. At this time, I would like to ask the students who have either secured employment, been admitted into a college, university, vocational program, or enlisted to the military to please stand. Congratulations on your accomplishments. You may be seated. With the assistance of the members of the Board of Education, I would like to introduce the graduates of the class of 2019 and award them their diplomas. Graduates, please stand. Hope he was really excited. Kobe Corbett. Jalen Ellis. Camry Smith. Shakaya Kincannon. Tamara Caban.
You may turn your right, you'll turn your tassel from the right to the left.
And I know you're extremely proud of them. You are invited to join